Hi, I'm Paul Spiers. I'm a entrepreneur, a dad, and a surfer. I'm host of the New P&L Principles in Leadership and Business podcast series and the New P&L Brand Purpose Institute. You can catch me on this week's The Jesse T Show. The last 18 months has been quite incredible from my perspective. To go back to the point you just made, this was all set up to focus on principles, as I've said, in leadership and business, and look at empathy and kindness and understanding and so on. The generosity that I have received over the last 18 months since I started the podcast, and I've written about this in a couple of blogs last year, has been extraordinary. You know, when you set out to serve, it's incredible how many doors open to you, how open people are. And, you know, the whole adage that you've just suggested about the old business driven on fear, I haven't experienced any of that in the last 12 months. I've been welcomed with open arms. Doors have been opened all over the place. People have helped wherever they could. The guests have been amazing. I mean, I'm someone who has spent my whole life consuming information, and now I feel like I'm in my dream job, because every week all I get to do now is research topics, research the guests, research what they're interested in, join dots in ways that I hope no one else has, ask interesting questions of interesting people, and get a flood of information coming to me each week. And it is like a dream. It's unbelievable. The last 18 months have been phenomenal for me, because as I said right at the beginning, I feel like I've finally, after 35 years in business, landed on my feet in terms of where I'm supposed to be. And I described it to a few people recently. I felt for many years I've been standing in the right field. I've been in the creative industries. I've been in the content industries. So I've been standing in the right field, but facing the wrong way. And something 18 months ago made me turn around and realize, shit, I'm supposed to be running for that goal line, not that goal line. And since then, it has just been straight for the goal. And I mean, I can't, sound too evangelical if I say anything more, because it's crazy. It's just amazing how passionate and how invigorated and how motivated I feel about the last 18 months.
You lit up when you started talking about it, and you can feel the love and the passion for it, brother. And it's obviously changing your life by being in concert and in communication with other people and doing life with other people.
Yes.
Can you go back, as you said, try to identify this if we can, but you said something happened and helped you get started. Was there a muse? Was there an inception? Was there something that had been brewing for a while and you just decided to hit the start button? Because there's a lot of people that have ideas, whether it's podcasts, a business idea, whatever it is. And there's so many things that they let get in the way. But the secret that I've learned in my life is just get started, just go. Like
Absolutely.
The days you don't want to work out, and you just somehow muster that little bit of willpower to put your foot in the gym or put your foot on the track or put your foot in the water. Those, a lot of times in my experience, have turned out to be my best training days, because you find something. You end up finding happiness and euphoria because your body's moving, or you find that extra notch in your mindset, like, wow, I have more to give. And so it's really important to kind of just show up in life. And so how did you just show up with the podcast? What was the start for you?
I guess it was twofold. One was, it had been brewing in my mind for so long that I had to do something about it. And there was just something, I can't give you a definitive answer, but something scratched in the back of my head and said, this has got to run, and it's got to run now. You can't keep brewing this idea. And I don't know where that came from. The other was just a simple conversation. And I think, again, this comes back to awareness and listening to what people say, because a friend of mine in the UK, he said, I've started a podcast, really enjoying it. I've done a couple of episodes. And again, something just went, and almost like magic, the New P&L and podcast just came together. And I thought, what about a podcast for the New P&L? Now, that could have stopped there, couldn't it? Like we all have ideas, and we all think, oh, this is a great idea, this is a great idea. But that other thing, the first thing that I mentioned, just said, this is it. You either do it now and you take this opportunity with a podcast, or and dip your toe in and don't make it perfect. And sometimes I think, like lots of us, I wait for the perfect time and the perfect opportunity. And, when I look back at the early podcasts that I produce, the guests were fantastic. The quality I was producing it at was sometimes questionable, I think. And if, I would be too embarrassed to tell you the hooks and the prods and the blue tack and the sellotape that was holding things together at this end. But I started it. I made a commitment to myself at that point that I was going to deliver 52 in 52 weeks. We did that. Sometimes I don't know how it was achieved, but we did it. I'm very, very proud of the content, if not the quality of the audio in some of the early versions, but I'm proud of the content. I don't know where the impetus came from. All I can say is, again, to go back to our earlier points, maybe 30 years of thinking and ideas clashing and collaborating in my head just all came together, and something magical happened, for me at least.